222. Okay, take 3. The Yamaha P45B portable piano. Really good piano. I've long been a fan of Yamaha pianos, and when the P45 came out, I was like, yes, this is good news. The P35 was already a great portable piano, but the 45 just kind of tweaked things. It just improved tiny little nuances, and it just made such a huge difference. Over here is my CLP 120, which I've had since I was 19. I've had for about 14 years now. Still holds up now, and the P45 will certainly follow suit with that as well. First and foremost, the sound. Unfortunately, the speakers on this camera won't pick up the quality of the sample used. Unfortunately, it's likely to sound a bit distorted, but trust me when I say how good that sample is. It's got a beautiful brightness to it, but it's incredibly warm. The balance of this instrument is very good. It never feels like it does one thing exceptionally well and everything else kind of falls short. It just does everything top notch, and that for me is why I tend to float towards the Yamaha pianos, because the quality and the technology is such now that it's just such a reliable quality instrument. It is the top of its game. P45 is no different from that, and really where it sits in its market is the best of the bunch. It's a very affordable instrument, £300-400, and you get a lot for that. So first and foremost, as we mentioned, the sound is one thing, the graded hammer action is another. The matte black finish key tops is really great for grip. I'm not a huge fan of playing pianos that have a glossy finish. I tend to kind of slip and slide over that. Not that I sweat profusely, but it's just really nice to have a matte finish for me. I like that, and a lot of people that I know who have played the P45 really prefer that too. 10 voices, you've got a couple of pianos, some E-pianos, organs, strings, harpsichord and vibraphone. There's a metronome for practice too, which is always good. Let's splice that up. Really good, straightforward instrument to use. You can split up the keyboard into a dual mode to play with somebody else. And sorry, the dual mode is actually where you can split up the keyboard and have some multiple instruments. Now with some strings, always sounds good, always sounds really nice. I'm a huge Elton John fan. Maybe that's why I've swung towards Yamaha pianos, because he plays them. Yeah, it's really good for pretty much everything that it offers you. I'm a big fan of the E-pianos on here. You can see how quickly it is for me to change instruments like this. Everything is kind of contained to this grand piano function button here, which is essentially like the master button, but you press and hold that, press an instrument that you want. Let's go back to the piano. Let's go to piano 2. It's as easy as that. Yes, you could have the instruments over here and have multiple buttons for them, but as I say, it keeps it contained. It's a very minimalistic, non-offensive instrument. You look at this, it gives a very kind of safe vibe. There's a safe tone with this. It welcomes you to play it. I'm not a hugely technical person. I know some stuff, but I'm not a hugely technical person. I'm not a massively technical player either. So it's that kind of safeness that really kind of invites me to play. Alongside that though as well, if you are someone who can play, and you're playing in jazz bands or whatever, or blues bands, or anything on stage and live, it's an incredibly robust instrument for that too. Has speakers underneath, stereo speakers, which is really nice to have that included, but can plug into a PA and it will whack out its quality sound to a really good degree. As mentioned, so there's transposition as well involved in here. You can actually change the key of whatever it is you're playing. Polyphony, 64 notes polyphony. So if you are someone who can really thrash things out and you're sustaining a hell of a lot of notes, it will hold all that, and nothing will get lost. So you'll forever be happy with how the piano is kind of keeping up with you if you really are kind of putting it through its paces, so to speak. You've got the master volume over here. I tend to always have it for like a room play. I tend to have around about sort of 75%. I was actually on a bit more than that just now, but that's nice and comfortable. I've not had any neighbours knock on my doors or windows just yet, so they must be happy. But it's an instrument I can play for a long, long time. Really, really nice. I literally don't have anything bad to say about the Yamaha P45. It does everything that I need. It's robust, it's compact, it's minimalistic, it's very unoffensive. The piano sounds great, it feels great. That's all I really, really need from an instrument like this. So it's very affordable, and I would recommend it to anyone. The only other thing I will say, it comes with a sustain pedal, but I would definitely recommend upgrading to, I think, the FC4, the Yamaha FC4A or FC3A, both quality sustain pedals, which are much more authentic to an acoustic sound. I think it's the 3 that has a much more sensitive level in which you can control that sustain. So that's always good. But again, this might be determined by your current level. I have this little box pedal that comes with, and it's perfectly fine for that. I do have a Yamaha pedal over there, a sustain one, but that serves me perfectly well. So I'm just going to play something now, just so you can kind of, pick up how good it sounds. Unfortunately, as I say, you won't hear it on the speakers, but at least you'll get something that sounds great without me talking over it. So in fact, I'll go back to your song and I'll play that. Great stuff.